Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for another poetry discussion. We are over 170 poetry discussions on the channel now, an entire playlist of poetry discussions. So, look, literature is the only thing that I talk about on this channel. I talk about a lot of poetry every Mondays at least, but I also talk about short stories. I talk about novels. I do novel read-alongs. And I talk a little bit about writing. So if you find yourself here by chance but not design, consider hitting the subscribe button in order to stick around for more. If you want to help me out with what I'm doing here, spreading the word of literature. Hitting the like button tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers, and I would appreciate that. Look, we have a poem here, but not before you go to the description box. You head over to my personal channel and you subscribe there because that's where I talk philosophy and movies and stuff like that, but philosophy. And there's going to be some philosophy today. A lot of it. We have here Requiem by Robert Louis Stevenson. The poem reads as such: Under the wide and starry sky, dig the grave and let me lie. Glad did I live and gladly die, and I laid me down with a will. This be the verse you grave for me. Here he lies where he longed to be. Home is the sailor home from sea, and the hunter home from the hill. One more time because it is so short. Under the wide and starry sky, dig the grave and let me die. Glad did I live and gladly die, and I laid me down with a will. This be the verse you grave for me. Here he lies where he longed to be. Home is the sailor home from sea, and the hunter home from the hill. Seems pretty straightforward, pretty to the point, pretty on the nose, doesn't it? Seems to say all there is to say about what there is he's saying. But oftentimes, when that is the case, it begs a question instead. If the statement is short and sweet and to the point, we have to ask where it comes from. Who are you? No, really. Who are you? I think that is the question that is begged here. Are you your work? Are you your job? The two, not necessarily the same thing. For me, this stuff here, this is my work. I collect a paycheck somewhere, and that's my job. It's this to which I am dedicating a good portion of my life. Not work where I go and I do what is asked of me. And I don't mean to make this about me, right? Like, I think that's pretty obvious. Like, the question is you, us, me, we, together in matrimony. All of us. Who are we? Who are you? You're the guy who doesn't know what guy he is. I'm the guy playing the guy disguised as another guy. But are we what we do? Are we those things that occupy us during our waking hours? Are we the work that we put in, hopefully, to impact someone else in whatever way that might be? There's the old saying that we are the summation of the 5 people with whom we spend the most time. Is that who we are? Because this poem here, in this poem, we have a fairly straightforward, it's not even set forth as a definition, it's just sort of set forth as matter of fact. So matter of fact, you wouldn't even have to ask the question. This be the verse you grave for me. Here he lies where he longed to be. Home is who? The sailor. Home from sea. And who? The hunter. Home from the hill. Now, this might be kind of cutesy, but how is it that people are transcribed on their gravestone? John Smith, husband and father. Probably sucked at both, right? Most of us do. Most of us suck at everything. How is it that you would want to be remembered versus who are you? What is the context there betwixt? Who are you? Are you what you do? Are you the things you do? Are you the things you say? Are you the people with whom you spend your time? This person here seemed to believe, the speaker here, not Robert Louis Stevenson, the speaker, whoever the speaker is, maybe it is him, maybe it is not, believes he's a sailor and a hunter. Or at least that's how he wants to be remembered. This is the verse you grave for me. But is that who he really is? These seem like vapid questions, but I think they're real. Listen, this is a poem about death, a poem about passing on, a poem about how you want to be remembered, a poem about who you are. So again, not to make it all about me, but it's it's about me. It's about all of us. I'm 37. Think about your age. Do I really think 74 years old is in the cards? Seems like a far cry from comfort. So if I don't believe that 74 is in the cards, I'm past halfway. I'm past that 26th card in the deck. Are you? Any of us might be, right? Any of us might be on the last day. We just don't know it yet. Unless you do. In which case, you should probably be doing more important things than watching this video. But these poems, these simple poems, these are reminders, I think. Because, yeah, you can have Shakespeare's sonnets putting up all of these wild rhyme schemes, all of these different forays into why someone should pass on their genes, or different analogies, different ways of looking at things, different symbols for things. Great poetry, right? It's super in depth. But it's the simple stuff like this that should reset us once in a while, that should take us back to base, that should make us remember. If 74 isn't in the cards, maybe it's just 50. Lots of people go by 50. So I'd have, 13 years? How am I spending this one? Am I making this one count? Well, the year starts with the month starts with the week starts with the day starts with the hour. Is there something in this hour today worth having done? And if not, how do you get there? That is all I have for this poetry discussion. I hope to have you back for more. Lots of poetry discussions on this channel. If you find yourself here by chance but not design, consider hitting the subscribe button. If you really want to help me out, hitting the like button tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And as always, there is a link to my personal channel to be found in the description below, where you can hear me waller on about other philosophical questions. Maybe it's nihilism. This sounds like a great intro to a nihilist rant. I hope to have you back for the next one.